Hello everyone and welcome back to Final Fantasy Pixel Remaster. Today we are going to get the first of the 4 shiny crystals you see in the bottom left hand corner. Before that though, we need to go item shopping. The reason being is that the next town we're going to, and will be our base of operations for this episode, does not have an item shop. I was about to say an inn, no, an item shop. So I need to stock up now. I need 8,000 gil for what I want to buy, so about 5,500, let's play it safe, 5,100 worth of gil for high potions, and the same for ethers. If my maths is correct, we should be just fine. It is maths, not math, because I am British. Okay, everything else looks a-okay to me. Yeah, at some point we will just constantly be having 99 high potions and 99 ethers, but I don't have the gil for that just yet. 3 goblins. So if you remember in the previous episode, we blew stuff up and just blew a massive hole to the west, and we are just going to sail right through that hole. Don't mind if I do. Yeah, but we have to kill some Sahagins first. There we go, straight through. And then we just go past this island and deal with more Sahagins. And eventually we'll come to this port here. And this is our next town, Melmond. As I said, no item shop. Womp womp. And the inn, 100 gil. Not cheap, but a bargain for what it does. Remember, cottages are 2,000 gil, tints, which are nowhere near as good, 150, so we'll take that. Okay, and then I want to go to the Black Mage shop, because there are level 5 spells here. Scourge, Teleport, and Slower, not of any interest to me. Firaga, Firaga, whatever you want to call it, though, is. So I'm going to buy that each, and as I said, level 5 spells. So we finally have a new level to take advantage of. And wouldn't you know it, everything in the next dungeon is weak to fire. Isn't that wonderful? There is also a weapon and armor shop. However, I'm not going to use those simply because we don't really need to. Now, there are 2 areas of encounter tables that you need to know about. The one to the north of Melmond does not have any new enemies, so I will be going back and forth around here to find the new enemies. There's 2 of them. I will be right back. Okay, here's our first new enemy, Hyenodon, often accompanied by a bunch of ogres. Nothing special about these guys whatsoever, other than that they're beasts. So what you can do, and by the way, you can change equipment in the menu. How awesome is this? So I could just go to my special beast killing sword, like so. And just do that. Isn't life wonderful? And then, yeah, 285 damage. Insane. And then just set everything else on fire. There you go. Alright, one more to find. Here we go. Lesser tigers. Same sort of deal as the Hyenodons. Tend to only appear by themselves, as far as I know. But yeah, fire should do the job. Oh, no. Despite what you might think, I don't think they count as beasts, which is really strange, but I try not to think too hard about it. Okay, with that done, that's both the new enemies we can find. For now, I'm going to head back to the inn, rest up, like so, and then we're going to make our way to our next destination, the Earth Cavern. You know what? I'm not even going to cut anything out. I'm just going to keep going like so. So yeah, out here. By the way, bad game design. Cannot enter the ship via here because the port starts here. Very annoying. 2 out of 10. Literally unplayable. Anyway, we're going to go down. We're going to set some spiders on fire. There we go. Make sure you have antidotes, by the way. Otherwise, you will be feeling very sorry for yourself. Then we're going to go down here to this triangle looking place, as you can see on the map. Come on, dude. All right, and here we go. The Earth Cavern. Sorry, Cavern of Earth constantly changes. Now, in previous versions of this game, if you went to the west, you would enter what we call the Hall of Gigas. You would take a step, encounter, step, encounter, step, encounter, and it would always be with hill gigases and I think sometimes lizards. They took that out. However, you see that guy just randomly coming about in the bottom left-hand corner? That is a hill gigas encounter. So if I talk to him, there you go. Hill gigas. Big, hits hard, no weaknesses. So we're going to Firaga, although we don't want to use all the Firaga charges. We do want to be careful there. That should do it. Yep, there you go. Lots of health, lots of gil, lots of experience. So if you feel you are slightly underleveled, what you can do is you can talk. There's another one down at the bottom. You can see there. Just talk to them and their encounters. I don't know if it comes back. Let's find out. Let's find out together. So if I go back, I'm not entirely sure. There's some anacondas that we previously fought in the marsh cave. Okay. Yeah, it comes back. So you can do this loop, exit the Cavern of Earth and come back if you want to do some grinding. It was super cool back in the day, but if you ran out of resources, you were feeling very sorry for yourselves. Okay, let's get started for real. There are a few treasure chests to pick up on the first floor. Okay, round here and down and around. Here we go. First chest, but there's another encounter. Gosh darn it. As I was saying before, I was being rudely interrupted by some snakes. There's our first chest. However, monster in a box. Earth Elemental. Lots of HP. Hits hard. Weak to fire. So we'll be using our brand shiny new Firaga spell to set it on fire. You will probably need one Firaga charge and one physical attack by one of the top two characters to take it down. Do be aware of that. But we'll get done. If you want to manage your spell charges so that both butt mages aren't doing Firaga, you can have one doing Firaga and the other one attack. You can do that if you want. But remember, we have plenty of ethers, so that shouldn't be too much of a problem there. But if you are feeling cheap, you can do it that way. Okay, round, and then we want to go back to the center. Jesus, those gargoyles kicked my ass. Okay, one for you, one for you. High potions heal 150 HP, by the way. I'm not sure if I ever said that. Anyway, I want to come down here. And this path splits in two. I want to take the one to the southwest first. But we do have a new enemy, first of all. The Minotaur. Similar to the Hill Gigas. No weakness. However, hits hard, has a lot of HP. So this might require 2 Firaga charges. We'll see. Maybe just the one. Excellent. Victory. Okay, as I was saying. Nope, I've gone the wrong way. I want to take the southwest one. Don't go into the dead end, you absolute moron. And here we have 2 treasure chests. The first one has an earth elemental. I wonder if I could attack with just both the warrior and the monk. Yeah, okay. Not quite there yet. But the preemptive strike means that the earth elemental doesn't get a turn in. But saving charges saves me money. And the other one has 880 gil. Success! Okay, if I go back to the fork in the road. By the way, at this point, I'm barely using the single target black magic spells. Like, Fire and Firaga both deal more damage than fire, even in single target. So bear that in mind. Ooh, there's an ogre chief. So yeah, like, I might just save spell charges. Ooh, that went down in one hit. Just to make things easier for me, but don't feel you have to be that resource management-y. Let's go with that as a word. Speaking is hard, okay? Anyway, we have 2 chests. The first one is another monster chest. Another preemptive attack. So I think, again, I'm just going to attack with everyone. Hope for the best. Nice crit. Nice crit. There we go. Nice and easy. Got an antidote for all that. And there's another one. Yeah, you can see now that I'm a high level, I'm getting a lot of preemptive strikes. I'm rarely going to get ambushed, truth be told. But there's some gil as well. Okay, we actually have everything on B1, so let's make our way to B2 next. There we go, up and around. No whammies, no whammies. Gosh darn it. Okay, where was I? Yeah, down to B2. There is just one new enemy here. However, as you can see, this is an absolute maze. And there are 6 chests, 3 in the northeast and 3 to the south, with the exit being in the southeast. So we'll go to the northeast first. And here's the only new enemy of this floor, the troll, weak to fire. So again, still has a lot of HP. We want to bring out the big guns. If you're really over-leveled, maybe you can go down to Fire. It's entirely your call. I'm going to take no chances with this encounter, but mess around. Find out. See what happens. Okay, so let's go here. I'm so glad there's this map in the top right-hand corner. R2 to toggle it on and off. Oh yeah, you can press L1 and R1 to toggle party members disappear as well. That's really cool. I swear there's a... I've completely forgotten. I've blanked, but I'm sure there's a command for increasing the size of the map, and I've just completely forgotten it. Embarrassing scenes. I could have sworn. Maybe it's only on the world map. But yeah, anyway. I want to go up here and around. And here we go. Okay. Oh yeah, my monk has started one-shotting minotaurs. If I get into another minotaur encounter, I'll show you. Coral sword, really good. Really good against aquatic enemies. So you can see the warrior has a real good suite of powerful blades that depend on the monster type, and it's really cool. It's really good design, actually. Big fan. And I know that Thief was a meme class in the original NES version. It's a lot more powerful in this version, but still, I think this is the best party. But I think Thief would fit the changing weapons for every situation kind of playstyle. But that's just me. Anyway, 330 gil. Let's keep moving. We want to go down here and around. Oh, by the way, I'm going to edit out all the healing simply because you don't need to see that, do you? You don't need to see me kill all these cobras either, but here we are. There we go. So, as I said, I was editing out all the healing. This one can stay. How about that? But yeah, anytime health dips below a number I'm comfortable with, or there's a state settlement, I'm just going to heal it and edit it out, and you will never see it again. Sometimes, when you enter rooms, there will be these guys just blocking the way. You just have to fight them. In the original version of the game, you would step in, there would be an encounter, and every time you tried to step in or out of the room, the encounter would happen. That's just how it is. I shouldn't have done 2 Faragas, but whatever. I was too busy explaining things. Deal with it. Good level up. Ooh, 23 stamina. That's really good. But I really need Monk to get a bit more strength. And agility, actually, but whatever. Okay, 3 chests, 575 gil. Leather shield, 5,000 gil. Yeah, first shield, actually, that we've gotten for the warrior. That's very cool. I'm going to remove it, though, for reasons that will become super clear super soon. Let's head out and up and around, and we now want to leave. Oh yeah, here's the Minotaur. I'm just going to defend, attack, defend, defend. I was one-shotting. There we go. So Monk's getting very powerful right now, and it's only going to get worse. For them, better for me. Around 2 Minotaurs. Shall I just punch them both? Ah, whatever. Okay, that's good. Let's move on. Okay, B3. This has a few new enemies and we need to be super careful. There are enemies here that can petrify us, which is why I bought the gold needles. However, there is an upside to them petrifying, but it's not this encounter. Okay, we'll go up and we'll start hunting for treasure. After this, okay, we want to go up here and then around, and then don't get stuck, go down, and then down here. There we go. Okay, I have completely missed the treasure chest. It's down there in the southeast. So we'll grab this one first and then backtrack. Really embarrassing. Don't worry about it. I will keep this fight in though. Oh, I've run out of all fire charges. That's embarrassing. I guess I will use a single target. No, I won't use a single target. Fire spell, fine. I'll get a gold needle. That's a hint, by the way, for the type of enemies we'll be putting up with in this dungeon. Okay, I'm going to backtrack all the way to near the entrance. Okay, I'm near the entrance of B3. I didn't mean the entrance of the cavern. And I want to go into this corner room if the wargwolves and werewolves will leave me alone. There we go. Here we are. And we get a sleeping bag, which is like a tent. Except it can only do 100 HP or 200 HP. Restores no MP. It's freaking useless. Don't worry about it. Okay, let's move on for real. Still haven't found any new encounters. That's really embarrassing. And I know these encounters exist because I've done 2 test playthroughs of this. Oh yeah, and you can also run into Pisco demons as normal enemies here. Remember, you don't want to use ice. They're resistant to it. I think they might be resistant to fire as well, but they're not resistant to lightning. So just zap them. Like so. Excelente. Let's move on. Okay. North. What's in the chest? 3,400 gil. The gil in chests in this game is really generous. Big fan. Okay, and then we go... Oh no, bat out the way. By the way, if you talk to the bats, let me talk to the bats. Let me get into an encounter with a brand new enemy. The ochre jelly, I think that's how you say it. Weak to ice, weak to fire. So yeah, we'll use Blizzara because there are a lot of things here weak to fire. So I want to save those charges. Bang, easy. Really easy encounter. But yeah, if you speak to the bats, they just say Kiki. That's it. That's all they do. There is nothing in this room. Let me prove it. Nothing. But there is someone wanting to talk to you. Don't worry about it. Move on with your life. All right. Down and around to the center. Another chest. Another monster. Another earth elemental to deal with. And 1,000 gil. Okay. And then down here. Wow. Usually I've encountered one of the 2 other new encounters by now. It just hasn't happened. Never mind. Let me show you what happens if you physically attack the ochre jellies. It's the same as the grey ooze. So yeah, they're not like the green slimes. They have normal defense. Excellent. Let me check level 5 spell charges. We are good to go. I might just heal up though. Never be too careful. Shouldn't need to quick save. I will do it because I am doing a guide. I don't want anything to go horribly wrong. All things in this world are destined to end in death. The seal cannot be broken and so the earth shall rot. Not doing a Russian accent. You cannot alter destiny. Mere mortals cannot kill the undying. How can you kill that which has no life? Vampire. Set it on fire. It's just another undead enemy. If you have white mages or red mage use deer, he can paralyze, which is annoying. By the way, vampire can also flee. 4% chance of fleeing. 32% chance of gaze, and then everything else is just normal attack. But yeah, 1 turn. Embarrassing scenes, honestly. He will be a normal enemy later on. 32 intellect, which by the way is quite high for level 22. Anyway, we want to open this chest for the Star Ruby. Let's go. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to head all the way back to the start of the Cavern of Earth because we cannot go any further right now. If I was to go north, as you can see, there is that stone tablet. It would just say I can't proceed any further. So I will see you out at the entrance unless I run into a new enemy. Oh, never mind. I got money bags for obtaining 100,000 gil. Ooh, I am rich. So rich. Okay, moving on. I am not moving on. I have encountered the second new enemy here, the White. Just set it on fire. Nothing special about this guy whatsoever. Down they go. Excellent. And we're out. Okay. Instead of going back to Melman, though, the solution to our problems is on this part of the continent. I go north, and instead of turning east to Melman, I'm going to head west to this little cave that you can see in the bottom left-hand corner. I had to think about my lefts and rights here. Giant's Cave. If you look to the left, you will see this guy. He will not let you pass until you have the Star Ruby, which we got in that chest after defeating the vampire. You have Star Ruby, give me Star Ruby, and I let you pass. Om nom 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 nom. Crunch munch. Nothing tastier than rubies. And then he's going to walk very slowly to the left. Very slowly. Very slowly. Don't worry about where he went. It's all good. I want to go south, though. By the way, lesser tigers are a lot more common here. I know these aren't lesser tigers. If you are struggling to find them on the world map, you will find them in here. So bear that in mind. Okay, anyway, there are 4 chests. Great Axe, 620 gil. Spiders, 450 gil. And a Mithril Helm. Excellent. You should have 4 out of 4 chests from Giant's Cave. Oh, and 16 out of the 24 in Cavern of Earth as well. Don't forget that. Yes, we are going back. Don't worry. And then we head out here and to the northwest. As I said, to the northwest. There we go. Okay, and then it's a very straight path. Can't possibly get lost. Towards our next destination. Down there, at the very tip of the peninsula. Sage's Cave. No chests, no enemies, just one NPC to talk to. Here we go. So, you are the ones who defeated the vampire, eh? He was but a servant. The beast corrupting the earth crystal lurks much deeper within the cavern. Here, take this staff with you and use it behind the vampire's chamber. You obtained the Earth Rod. Let's go. I always had it in my head that it was Sadra or Sada, but in this translation, it's Sada. Very sad. Anyway, done. So what I'm going to do, actually, I am going to meet you back at the Cavern of Earth B3 after I've been to Melmond to Inup, but I'll see you at that other new encounter. Because it's a very important one. Well, it took forever, but we got there in the end. The infamous cockatrices have a non-zero chance of petrifying you on attack. As I said, if all your party members are either petrified or dead, or KO'd, I guess, the game is over. But I do want one character petrified, and that character is the warrior. And the reason being is that when the warrior is petrified, he can still be the target of single target attacks for the rest of the game, which is incredible if you think about it. So he'll take no damage in battle. Outside of battle, hazards can still hurt him, but he'll never go beyond 1 HP. Needs no items, needs no equipment, still gains experience. He can't act, but he's far more useful as a tank at that point, especially with the strategy we're going for. We need to be careful. So I am just going to defend with everyone. And I want to leave one cockatrice alive. Okay, so we're going to defend repeatedly until the cockatrice petrifies the right person. Nope, 50% chance of hitting the warrior, by the way. Come on. Come on. Petrification waiting room, am I right? There we go. Okay, good. Warrior's petrified. We're done. You can die now. Excellent. And going to the inn will not cure the warrior's petrification. The only thing that will do so, we don't have white mages or red mages, so no magic. Gold needles or remedies. But we're not using that, so have fun being a statue, bud. Okay, we are finally back where we beat the vampire. We can move on with our lives. So let's head to here, put down the sage's stick, and the stairs opens up to B4. There are 2 treasure rooms here, one to the north that's there, and the other to the southwest. There we go. Southeast in my notes for some reason. It's very much southwest. There are 2 new enemies. These aren't it, but I might be able to show you single target attack. So yeah, you can see miss, but they'll still target the warrior. So useful, and it's going to really protect the monk and the 2 black mages moving forward, and don't have to waste any resources on him. It's great. If you're not convinced, you will be by the time we get to the end of the playthrough. Okay, let's move on. Finally. Okay. Here we go. We've got a chest with monsters. And unlike previous chests here, there's a different formation. 1 new enemy, the ogre mage. Casts sleep. It's really annoying. Spellcaster, by the way. So if you decide to not petrify the warrior, and you really should, but you can use that spellcaster blade. Casts dark as well. Completely forgot about that. Luckily though, blind just kills itself after each battle. Super useful. Okay, 3,400 gil. Monsters. Be right back. Get a staff. All that for a staff. Jesus. 1,520 gil. Monsters. Ooh, new ones. Sphinx. Nothing crazy about these guys. They have siblings later on though, where you do need to be careful. Hit hard. Of course, they're a larger sprite, so we know they hit hard, but nothing we can't handle at this point. No weaknesses, no resistances, just existing. 5,450 gil, and more monsters, more sphinxes. Be right back. Okay, done. Cannot remember what was in there. Don't worry about it, nothing important. Down here and round. There we go. We're done with bestiary entries in this cave, by the way. Well, bar 1. And that's because it's the guy in the thumbnail. So all I need to do now is head to the southwest. If in doubt, go down, go left. Down we go. Don't go too far left, though. You can see door's not there. So actually, I just gave terrible advice. Don't worry about it. By the way, yeah, if the cockatrices petrify the wrong person, just gold needle them. And they drop gold needles too, which is super useful. What's not so useful is the fact that on this floor, they come in batches of 6, like so. That could be mildly threatening, so just be on the lookout. There you go, they drop gold needles, case in point. Okay, surely we can get to the room. Good, monsters, hooray. Anything new? Of course not. Get a 10, excellent. I told you there wasn't anything new in terms of monsters. Weren't you paying attention? Anyway, 1,250 gil and monsters. Mithril shield, which is for the warrior who doesn't need it. Unlucky. You should now have 24 out of 24 chests in the Cavern of Earth. We are done here, except of course for one thing. I'm gonna head north And then on B5, which is just one big maze, you'll see for yourself, we're just going to make a beeline straight there. And thanks to the incredible quality of life changes with the treasure maps, whatever, man. I'm talking nonsense at this point. We know exactly where to go. So we're going to head north. Leave me alone. North, 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 north. West. Okay, Cavern of Earth B5. And as you can see, we're just going to go up, around, down, and to the left. Let's do it. Let's get into an encounter. By the way, if you want to cheat, there are boosts. They don't disable trophies, but I will be judging you. Encounters, you can just turn them off. Experience, you can say, I want no experience, or half experience, or 4 times experience. You can say, you know what, I don't want gil. I want all the gil. It's entirely up to you. You can use these, use them to your heart's content. I won't be, but just want to let you know they're there. If you get bored of constantly running into battles, like I am right now, it's there. Not going to do it, but it's there. Okay, are we there yet? We're not there yet. Okay, we have made it to the big bad boss room. First things first, I'm going to make sure everyone's healthy. Thank you very much. Don't worry about the warrior. Everyone's run out of level 5 spell charges. I'm going to give my black mages a couple of ethers each. 1, 2, 1, 2. I might even just give them a third one. I'm feeling very generous today. I am a benevolent god after all. Okay, quick save, because of course we're going to quick save. And then we're going to talk to the magic yellow orb. Who speaks to me? I am he who feeds on the power of earth. I will not be disturbed by mortal men. I am the Lich, fiend of earth. Here we go, the first of the 4 elemental fiends, Lich. Yeah, you might recognize him from Final Fantasy IX as well, but he was here first. Has a ton of attacks, so let's talk about them. Attack, hold and slow. Sleep, Fire, Blizzara, Thundara, Haste, and Sleepra. That's the order in which they are likely to happen. So, can be really annoying. Lots of statuses, can hit very hard. Let's hope he succumbs to his fire weakness though before the fight gets out of control. Bad news, Monk's not doing much in this fight. Lich only has 1200 HP though, so it will take 5 casts of Firaga, I reckon. Nice crit for 35 damage, thank you very much. Yeah, we got very lucky. And another single target attack going to the warrior. That's what the petrification's there for. GG. And that is the toughest elemental fiend fight in the game. Telling you now, that is going to be the toughest one. Okay, lots of gil, fair amount of experience. We are going to be so well prepared for the rest of them, don't you worry about it. There you go, Earth's Blessing. Silent protagonists doing their thing, restored to the Earth Crystal's light. And do you know what the super cool thing is? You don't have to walk all the way back to the entrance. We can literally just step on this walk pad and do that. Isn't that great? And thank you very much for watching. In the next episode, we will be going back to our ship and sailing to our next objective. But in the meantime, thank you very much for watching. Take care of yourselves, stay safe, and don't do anything I wouldn't do. Bye bye. See you in Melmond.